Hello everybody and welcome back to Jake's LC Stuff, and today we're doing a flight log for the 23rd of March 2022. My goal this year, after being a bit lackluster the last few years because of COVID and many other things, was to try and do go flying at least 12 times during the year, and so far we're on 2 in month 3. February was pretty much a washout, and half of March I was either working and then I was having to isolate because my girlfriend got COVID. We needed to make sure that I didn't get it. I didn't somehow. But yeah, we need to give you a bit of an update on what we flew the other day. First thing I actually flew was the Freewing Avanti. Now, a little bit of issues putting it together. This is one of the only EDF jets I have where you actually screw into a brass insert into plastic as opposed to a self-tapper into plastic. Viper jet is into plastic, Flex jet into plastic, and the Concorde's going to be one piece. So, but luckily, because of that, we had 3mm screws spare. Put one of them. It's an Allen key now. If anything, it's better than what it was before. I'd actually lost 2 at the 2 front ones. I thought I'd lost. I keep them in the fuselage, but one of them had somehow got stuck in the foam underneath. So that's annoying. There's now a hole in the plane. As I say, I lost the other one, so it's a shame. But I flew it. Was absolutely fine. It was a bit blustery. I did get knocked about a bit. Can't help thinking that maybe a gyro would be good for the windier days in that one. I then flew the Zohd Drift 2S with the camera. If I remember, I'll put it on my to-do. Let me just to-do. We will. I'll try and get some video of that flying posted on the channel at some point. A few small issues. I decided to test return to home. The return to home on the Switch worked fine. What I wanted to try was fully turning off the radio. So what I did first was actually go into the settings. It was in loiter mode, so I could do it. I tried auto launch and it worked brilliantly. So I went into loiter mode, went in and went to external RF, turned it off. It went into return to home, it came back, it started circling great, flicked it back all the way around to crossfire, and it wouldn't give me control back. I had to fully turn the radio off and back on to get it to link. But it was a panic, because I thought, oh great, until the battery ends, we're going to have this plane circling, and there was other people there, I didn't want it to circle into their car. So, slight panic with that. Then flew off again. It seems as if the flight controller was one of 2 things. So this is like the first proper plane that's had the lithium-ion batteries in. And I didn't check how much was left. They seem to drain charge. If you charge them up and leave them a week, they seem to drain charge, which isn't brilliant. So it may have not had a massive amount of battery in it. But it said I'd only used like 700 milliamps of battery. Yeah, it said it was at like 11% charged. So we need to check what that is. Is that the battery was discharged or the milliamps are wrong? Seems to be doing the right amount of amps. He said I was pulling about 5.5 amps all the time. Again, we'll see on that. Also had a bit of a problem. So there's like this valley and I'm following the road. When I say it's a road, it's a single track that gets one car every 2 or 3 hours. So like, don't panic. I wasn't following the M1 or anything like that. And sort of goes down this valley. And what I'd already noticed before is that the plane is trimmed, so in stabilised mode, it does descend slightly, ever so slightly. Not even 2 meters a second. I think it's around 1.2, sometimes a bit below. And the problem was, I went down this valley and I sort of went over the top of one hill. And then there's the valley, and I was following the road down the valley. But because it was going down, the road was going slightly down, so I didn't really notice it. It just looked like I was at the same height, which now I've realised was technically wrong. I dipped below the hill line. I started having video issues, radio issues, so getting RSSI critical on the thingamabob. I flicked return to launch. It was probably about to go into return to launch itself anyway. It was a good distance away, nothing drastic, but a good distance. And it turned around, it was coming back, but because of the wind and the fact that the drift, it does not fly very quickly. When I did flick out a return to launch, I was heading towards the hillside, and I had full throttle, full up, and it was barely climbing because it was going about the same speed as the wind. So obviously the airspeed was quite low. Didn't want to stall it. The gyros were probably helping, and stuff like that. So I actually ended up, strangely, turning sort of almost into the wind, so flying away, but climbing as steep as I could to get it high, then turning back downwind to come back. So if you are ever going distance, you should always fly upwind, because then you don't want to blow downwind really quick and then try and power your way back and realise you've not got enough battery and then you're scuppered. Whereas downwind, the wind will blow you back home, unless you hit a hillside, obviously. But there we are. The other thing is, I'll be honest with you, I really missed a rudder on that plane. Being able to do nice flat turns with the rudder and stuff with it, having to sort of bank was a bit weird, especially when it's a model that isn't like a speed machine, like the Mini Drac and the Funjet. When I get right into it, some of the Flying Wings, they seem more sensible to bank, because that's quite funny. Siri thought that sensible was Siri, but it wasn't. Yeah, I missed the rudder. Having to sort of bank was a bit weird. I then flew my Kiki Flex Innovations Yak. It was a bit tail heavy, and the covering started wrinkling on top. It is my favourite looking plane, so I need to get that ironed down. I need to remember to move the batteries forward of the tray. If you look at the tray the way I have the little 2-cell 3000 battery to operate the servos, and then the batteries went in front of that. I need to move it slightly further forward of that again. And then last up, because I had to put the undercarriage away, and I might as well right, yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, flew the Avanti, fine again. Lots of fun. I feel like it could maybe do with a gyro in it, just because in the wind it does sort of move around a little bit. But we'll leave it, and we'll see it on another day. That was a flight log. Not very exciting, I'm afraid. Nothing drastic happened. The drift still needs work doing. But yeah, we'll see. So I thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, click the like button, subscribe. If you want some more questions or feedback or anything like that, leave it below. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.